Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. I know I have been MIA, but I'm up and I'm back. And this morning we will be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 9, Episode 3, Signed, Still Divorced, I'm Yours. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. This episode. I am glad that this doggone girls trip is finally over. This doggone girls trip has driven me crazy. I am glad it's finally over. But everything in this video is alleged, and they are from my opinions and my perspectives only. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So, on this episode, we are back at the final scene of the girls' trip. Thank you, God. This girl trip has gotten on my nerves. But we are back at the girls' trip, and of course, all the ladies have on white for their final dinner. We see where there's a fire juggler that did really well, because I don't understand how these people put this fire in their mouth and it goes out. But honestly, they've done a lot of practice on it, and they do a good job. I wouldn't do it, but they do a good job. We will see where Mel has Sunny and Lauren switch up. She states she does it because Lauren is gonna have to go get something for her, but that's not why she does it. We noticed that Destiny and Sunny are sitting next to each other, and she switched them out. Hopefully, you never know, they might have got to fighting over there, but she did notice that and got them to switch seats so they wouldn't be sitting next to each other. And Mel is talking about she hopes that they will continue to push the positivity when they get home, which of course we hope will happen, but I'm sure it won't. It will not. Um, Tisha was talking about, keep hope alive. Kimmy stated that she has never been on a girls' trip. And based off of what I saw when she was talking to her husband when she got back home, I don't see her going on too many more girls' trips because Kimmy is very, 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 from what I see, male identified. She emphasizes that, she doesn't go on girls' trips and she is glad that this one turned out really well. Everyone tells Mel, she did a great job. They appreciate everything that she did on the girls' trip. And the camera pans to Destiny making all these different facial expressions. So Mel was like, Destiny, do you disagree? Do you what? Because you sitting here acting like, you're not in agreement with what they're saying. If you got an issue, if you feel like this hasn't been a good trip, let us know. Speak your piece, homegirl. And she looked at like she was kind of surprised that she got called out. She was like, no, no. But she felt like it was a good girls trip, but she's like, she doesn't have to do everything that everyone else does, but she goes into confessional to talk about it's too much ass kissing for her. But she was the main one kissing ass on the trip. How you gonna say this was too much ass kissing for you? But you sat there, you apologized to Melody. You told Melody you loved her. You was trying to explain the situation with you and Martell, and you were trying to sit next to this woman the whole trip. So how are you going to sit here and talk about these other people are doing too much ass kissing when you were the main one doing the ass kissing? I guess because she wanted the people to kiss her ass. Because based off of what she says next, that's what gives me she wanted her ass to be kissed. Because she says that um she's talking about how hard it was for her to hear about Sonny and Moses trying to have a child. But at this point, because all the ladies, of course, you had the male apologize for all the ladies. Then, of course, Neil apologized because Neil was the one that actually asked the question that put Destiny in her feelings. And at this point, I ain't gonna lie, I'm over the whole Destiny Sunny Moses situation because I mean I was just over the storyline for real. Because Destiny is hard. I understand you being hurt, but at this point, based off of everything that's transpired on the social media and all of that, and Carlos saying that you knew that these people were coming on this show to be your storyline. You were cool with these people coming on the show to be your storyline, but you're sitting here and you like harping on this. You just harping on this thing till it's just ridiculous because you so focused on this situation, you more hurt about this than you were about your actual marriage. Girl, you were married. You didn't cry this much over your marriage when it split. And this, oh my God, I'm so over Destiny and this whole thing with Sonny and Moses. I really am. Because this is ridiculous. I'm just over this crap. I hate to say it, but y'all, I'm over that. I'm over it. It drove me crazy because it's the woe is me. And personally, it's like beating a dead horse. 'Cause you done beat this horse in the ground. I would not continue giving these people the satisfaction of knowing that this bothered me. I mean, it's the fact that you harping on this situation more than you did the marriage or your actual marriage. I'm sorry. I'm just sick of it. And I'm over it. Let's move on. I'm serious. I can't even just sit here and talk about it because she's sitting there talking about how you backstab me and you trying to have a baby with my ex. It's just no, girl. I'm over it. Anyway, Mel gives all the ladies a white rose, and she reads some poems to them. Then she actually needed to make a toast, and that ends this long ass girl's trip. If I am over this trip, over it. I was over this damn trip. Next, after this long ass trip, we go to Ken and Trish. Oh my god. Don't even want to talk about Ken and Trish. Don't. But they go to this farmer's market, and one thing I know is there is no way y'all waited till these cameras to roll in broad daylight to ask about how did this trip go. Come on. We know y'all doing this for the cameras because old dude probably done asked about this trip over the phone, time you got home, whenever it was you got home. I know you didn't wait till you went to the farmer's market to go, hey, so tell me what happened on this trip. Nah, dude, that ain't how that played out. But okay, whatever. Let's roll with it. So, of course, Trish says that Shanita is Mel's puppet, and they're talking about how they were talking about he throwing rocks, living in a glass house, and that their situations weren't the same. So she felt away because the people were on Shanita's side because of the fact that they felt, she didn't have room to be talking about, the Sonny and Moses situation being as she had her own situation. And she's like, but our situation is totally different. It's not the same. But your situation may not be the same, but you're in a predicament where you shouldn't be throwing rocks, for real though. If we being honest, you aren't the same because Sonny, Destiny, and Moses were not married at all. They weren't married. They had broken up at the time. Now, according to Sonny, they were not friends. They were cool, but they weren't friends, whatever. But there wasn't marriage vows. I mean, she fucked up girl code. She did that. But they weren't married. However, Trish and Ken. Trish, you are currently married. You are. You say you've been separated 5 years, but at this point, you hadn't even filed. Well, you filed now, but as of when these cameras were rolling, you hadn't even filed divorce. You and this man just shacking up, and he done moved in the house with you, and based off of Ken's own words, he liked married women. Because he said out of his mouth that we knew nothing about is that the woman he was messing with prior, guess what? She was married. We didn't know that. Homeboy volunteered that information because we had no clue. He introduced that little piece of the puzzle. We didn't know that you were a professional side piece, a side man, a side dude. We didn't know that. You brought that up in here. But the thing is that you had so much smoke for Sonny based off their situation when you got your own situation. So basically, they were saying you should just shut your mouth. Shit, you had so much to say. But even with Sonny, she said on her live, she had talked about where she asked you about your friendship with Destiny, right? She said Trish said you and Destiny were friends. But when Destiny got there, she asked Destiny about her relationship with you, and Destiny said y'all were cool. But according to Trish, her and Destiny friends. According to Destiny, her and Trish were cool. So basically about the same thing, because Sunny said they were cool, Destiny said they were friends. So it's whatever. I don't really give a crap. But hey. Anyway, she talks about when Tisha brings up the Martell and her situation, and she states that, you know, she wanted to tell Melody separately. And I feel like if you really wanted to tell her separately, you could have. You had time and opportunity where you could have pulled her to the side and said, hey, Melody, I went to, you know, see Martell, and me and Martell had a entanglement or encounter or whatever it was. If you really wanted to get that out there, you could have found a way to tell her that before Tisha brought it to the group. You didn't want to. You wanted to sit there and act all mush mouth because you didn't want to. You wanted to pretend like you were innocent in this situation, because you sat there and you lied to her. Stormy was your homegirl, right? Stormy is your homegirl. You lied to her and said, no, we didn't do that. But then now you're sitting here saying, yeah, I did go over there. But even when you said that, you're only telling them about the one time you went over there. Based off of Martell, you have gone multiple times. So it's whatever, girl. It is whatever. And now Ken is in his feelings because when him and Martell and the guys were having this conversation, he's sitting there trying to explain a conversation that took place in the DMs that he don't know nothing about. Homeboy, were you there? Did you read the DM? So how can you sit here and say what transpired? Only thing you can go off of is what Trish told you. And based off of what we have been seeing on these episodes, Trish is a liar. You can believe her, but based off of what I see, she is a liar. So it's whatever. So now he wants to have a conversation with Martell because he feels like he's trying to make Trish look like a 304. But he ain't trying to make Trish look like a 304. Trish has made herself look like a 304. Because he's sitting here talking about, you're trying to make it seem like I'm a professional side dude and my girl been doing this, that, and the third while she's married. But she has. No one is making up anything. Because as of when y'all were having this conversation, Trish was still and is still currently married. And while she was married, she went to Martell's house a couple of times. She went out with you, and she's messing with you and whoever else that has been in the situation. So nobody is making her look any way, because at the end of the day, the lady is still married. You can't forget the fact that the lady is married. So you sitting here trying to get upset with other people because they making her look like a hoe. She making herself look like one. She is the one that's going from man to man and still married. Because if she don't want to be with this man, she's so sick of Marquez. She's over that. File for the divorce and be over and let it be over with. But whatever. Y'all killing me with this craziness. So, you know, he's talking about he wants to protect her image. Maybe you can protect her image all you want. She ain't trying to protect it. And he's talking about, you know, him and Trish, this is going to be forever and they're going to get married. He's the one that's talking about the forever in the marriage. And this woman is looking like, I don't want to marry you. She does not look excited to potentially marry him. She doesn't look like she wants to get married again. Heck, she ain't even trying to get out the marriage she is in. Whatever. Next, we go and we'll see Kim and Maurice. Kim and Maurice have nothing going on. I guess they'll have something going on to talk about when this doggone DUI comes into play. But as of right now, all they got to talk about is what's going on with other people. And of course, Kim is talking about how glad she is to be home. And, Maurice was telling her, he wanted her to enjoy her time on the girls' trip. Of course, she's sitting there talking about she doesn't have to do that. It wasn't necessary because she doesn't do girls' trips. And I'm like, you always want to be up on the Disney. I don't see what you so infatuated with by Maurice. I really don't. But that's your husband, I guess. But we know we won't be seeing her go on too many more girls' trips. And because she's talking about how the girls' trips are messy because it's too many women. But you can go on a girls' trip and it's not messy. But, you had Tisha trying to start conversations that some of the conversations probably shouldn't even transpired. Then you got the Destiny and the Trish and all that. So some of the situations were messy, but it is what it is. So she talks to him about her situation with Neil and how she had a meltdown because she didn't have her name card and how she got involved in their conversation when it had nothing to do with her. And it was basically over before she even got herself into the conversation. But, it is what it is. So these folks are just crazy. They are crazy. And of course, Maurice asked her, was there anybody that came to the trip that she decided she liked more or she learned more about? And she said Trisha was cool and stood on business about, the stuff with Destiny and Sunny and Moses. And she also stood on business as far as they're related to the Martell and Trisha situation. And Maurice said that, was telling her that Martell said Trish wasn't bad enough for him, but you let this lady come to your house twice or you're outside there, had drinks and movies and stuff, but she wasn't bad enough for you. But okay. And of course, they both said that nothing happened. And Kimmy was like, it depends on what that nothing is. Because a person's nothing could be somebody else's something. Because they very much well could have did a lot of something. But in their mind, it could have been nothing. But hey, I guess so. And Maurice is like, why is she still married? So Kimmy is like, maybe there's something about Ken that's giving her pause. And Maurice said he thinks that Ken loves Trish way more than Trish loves him. And she was like, maybe they need to get together and figure out what's going on. And I'm trying to figure out, Kimmy, why is it that you feel like y'all need to figure out what's going on in this situation? You and Maurice need to find y'all own business, y'all own storyline to worry about, because there's no reason for you to be over here in this situation talking about you need to figure out what's going on. It ain't your business. If this woman don't want to marry Ken, that's her business. It ain't for you to sit here and try to figure out. It really ain't. It really ain't, for real. But you trying to include your little nose in something that ain't got nothing to do with you. But hey, I digress. The next thing we're going to see is going to be with Marceau and Letitia. We'll see where Marceau tells his daughter that she's changed since she got braces and she's not his favorite daughter. She's no longer his favorite daughter. And baby girl clapped back and said, and guess who's not my favorite parent? Baby, I holler. That's what you get, Marceau. Messing with that girl. But anyway, Tisha calls Shanita the bodyguard and starts giving Marceau a blow-by-blow or rundown of what happened on the girls' trip. So Marceau was like, he think he's seen Shanita before, and he asks if she's tall or whatever. And Tisha was like, yeah, look like a man. Really, Tisha? Really? You gonna sit here and say this lady looks like a man? By the time they say something about you, it's gonna be a problem. You're gonna be on here crying and hooting and hollering with snot running down your nose. So you gonna sit here and try to call somebody looking like a man. Then when they come at your neck, it's gonna be a problem. They bullying you then, but you can sit here and talk about somebody else. But when somebody starts talking about you, it's gonna be a problem. Now, come on now. Come on. Don't put it out there if you don't want it. But anyway, Marceau does shade Mill because he was like, it's cool or whatever, but she won't be around in about a year. So next year, he did shade her on that now. He shaded her but on that she will not be around next year, baby. We know. Based off Marceau said, well, we know Mill don't keep friends long. So she's here now, but next year, don't worry about it. She won't be though. But then, he finds out that they talked about the Trish and Martell situation, and he lets Tisha know that Martell said Trisha came to his house a couple of times and they watched movies and stuff. So now Tisha's like, I ain't know nothing about that. That part wasn't brought up. Of course it wasn't brought up because the girl was deflecting. She didn't want to bring it up. She only had all the smoke for Sonny and Moses. She didn't want her shit put out there. Come on now. Y'all need to act like y'all got a little bit of sense. And so she then brings up how Mel insinuates the situation with Destiny and Martell. And Marceau is like, he understands why she would think that based off of how Martell is always insinuating and putting stuff out there like something has happened between them also. And she was like, really? What has he said? But you know everything else, Tisha? Evidently, Destiny ain't telling you everything that's going on, but you want to sit here and clock and ride for Destiny, but you don't know everything that's going on in the situations. So Marceau was like, he's talking about how Law looks like him and making all these other little insinuations. So of course he sees if Martell is making insinuations that this child looks like him, it ain't a big leap to think that they have slept together. If you insinuating my child looks like, why would you insinuate that if we ain't never slept together? So now she's in there looking crazy because she's like, she ain't know that. You ain't know that. But now, then she brings up the respectful cheating that Destiny brought up, because she's like, she feels like there's a lot that's went on in the Destiny and Mel relationship that she doesn't know about. Right, there is a lot that has gone on in that relationship, a lot that transpired in that you don't know about. But you sitting here and you trying to ride with Destiny and you don't know everything that's transpired in that book, because what they say, don't judge book by its cover. You flip some of them pages and get to reading a little bit. So there's some pages, a lot of pages in there that you haven't read based off of what's going on with Destiny and Mel. So it's a lot that you don't know. So for you to sit here and jump on one side when you really don't know the ins and outs, you need to just chill. So Marceau is like, he does not believe that Mel was down with the disrespectful cheating. And so, of course, Tisha goes into the confessional and she's like, the girl is not okay with sharing her man. But if that's how you feel, then why you didn't clock it when your girl was sitting there talking about it on the girls' trip? Why you didn't say something about it then? Because you wanted to be down with the bullshit that she was saying, and then when you get home and you telling your husband about it and he's not in agreement with you, now you could go in the confessionals and be like, yeah, that's right, I don't feel like she was okay with sharing her man. But when you was with Destiny, it was cool. It was cool then. But you know, it is what it is, child. Marcel got a little more sense than his wife do, but hey, he full of shit too. He full of shit too. The next scene, I really got over the next scene because it's when Trish and Ken and Marquez, they sit down and they have a conversation. Of course, you know, Marquez is talking about how he didn't abandon his kids when in fact that he did. And Trish is just against me, bitch. She really does. Ken is acting like he being all hard with this dude, but then you want to sit here and be like, you can come talk to me about anything. I could be that dude. I could be that dude for you. Like, why would this dude come and talk to you about anything? You claiming that you want y'all to have this mutual co-parenting relationship with him and his kids, but didn't Trish just go down to the courthouse and claim she ain't got no children with this man? Is that not what this lady just went down to the courthouse of the Madison County to say she don't have kids with this man? So now it's contested. And then this little fake scene that y'all did on the show where he pulled out the divorce papers. And she looked at like they just hurt her little feelings because she wasn't expecting him to have them papers. Them papers. But he pulled them out. That's the sad part about it that got me, even in this, is even in this episode, they specifically say we gotta have these papers signed in front of a notary. In front of a notary was said in the episode. It was said in the episode. So why, if you gonna say that in an episode, Trish sit there and sign, talking about you got a pen, and sit here and sign these papers, knowing this has to be signed in front of a notary public? Why? What was the purpose of that? Because that gave stupid and dumb. Because if you gonna say in the doggone episode, this needs to be signed in front of a notary, why would you still sign the paper knowing it ain't no notary there? We don't even know who you say you are. Because even when you go in front of the notary, you have to have your ID so they can verify who you say you are. And far as we know, we don't even know them divorce papers, because that could just be some dang old empty pieces of papers that you just signed just to be fronting for the cameras. Y'all be fronting and putting on for these cameras, baby, because I didn't understand the purpose of that shit. Because there was absolutely no reason for you to do that. Because, like, really, what did you get out of doing that? What did you get out of it? Because it defeated the purpose. It really did. Even now to this day, you are still not divorced because the man just contested it. And him sitting here damn crying got on my last fucking nerves. What the hell are you crying for, Marquez? Trish looked like a fool. Ken looked like an even bigger fool. And Marquez, you just look like a little bitch. Why is you crying? Why are you crying, homeboy? Why? I don't understand why you wasting your time sitting here crying over this lady, man. To hell with her. Hell with this lady. It's just don't make no sense. At this point, Marquez, just do what you gotta do to be there for your kids. Be in your kids' life. Just be the best father you can be. Because at the end of the day, you and Trish, yeah, over with. She look like a little dude anyway. Since y'all want to sit here and call, since Tisha want to call Shanita a dude, Trish look like a little dude anyway. This is crazy. This is craziness. But anyway, I ain't got no more for this crazy doggone episode. I really don't. I am over it, y'all. I'm over it. I'm over it. But that is going to be it for me in this Raggedy Behind show. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.